Hey Classy Career Girl Network, I'm back because it's day 2 of our challenge. So I hope you guys join me, ask me your questions. Have you watched the videos? What did you think? I want to know. So you should have access to 2 videos today. So yesterday's was on your best self and today is on commitment. So we're going to talk about commitment today, how to go from stressed and stuck to jumping out of bed for your work and life. And I'm excited just to be here and answer your questions. We've had a lot of questions come in, and so I have this big long list that I've been taking care of to help you guys out. So if you have questions, feel free to post them below and I'll answer them, but I'll also try and get to some of the questions that have been coming in on this amazing Facebook group for the last 2 days. Real quick, while we wait for more people to join us, I do want to say if you have no idea what I'm talking about and maybe you're new here or anything like that, we have a Fall in Love with Your Work and Life challenge going on right now. And it's all about how to use this time, this fall, this change of season to find work you love and really wake up happy and excited to work. And also to move forward with your goals a lot faster this fall so that by 2017 there's a lot of stuff happening and you can set some new goals, not the same goals from last year, right? So that's the whole point of this. Hi Anna, love your name. You have to tell me if it's Anna or Anna. So that's what we're doing here. And also if you want to sign up and you're not signed up yet, you can learn more at classycareergirl.com/challenge. That's where all the information is to get you signed up so that you can get access to the videos and the beautiful workbooks that my team has put together for you. If you're having any issues, we've had some email issues, lovely Google, promotions tab, all that fun stuff. So if you have any issues accessing the emails, just email us at info@classycareergirl.com or just post on the Facebook group. Just get in touch with us and let us know and we'll make sure you get access to those videos right away. Yesterday, if you watched the video, my husband John made a cameo, but he doesn't want to make a cameo today. So unfortunately, you have to go back to yesterday's Q&A video, Facebook Live video, if you want to see his cameo. But he's here with me. He's going to be helping me answer questions because they move so fast in here. I can hardly keep track of all your questions that are coming in on these live streams. Danielle joined too. Hi, Danielle. So if you have questions, make sure that you post them there as well. And let's get started. So challenge number 2, let me know if you've watched the videos, what do you think? What were some of those light bulbs that, you had? I would love to hear. Just a real quick intro, kind of just in case you haven't watched the videos, it's totally fine. They're going to be here for the rest of the week, so you have time, don't worry. But just a little backstory of what the video is about today. Yesterday, all about your best self, figuring out what your best self is, and using as much of it as possible in your work. Today is all about making a commitment. I didn't want to title it this Facebook Live commitment though, because I feel like who's going to want to listen to something about commitment? But this is so important to making your career goals happen. And the thing is, it's super easy too. It's that beginning step. And it's the most important step of making a commitment because then everything starts to happen. Everything starts to fall into place. So it's almost like the hardest, but it's the easiest because it's the hardest because you commit, but it's the easiest because all you have to do, and that's what I'm asking you to do in this challenge, is to publicly commit it to someone else. Write it down yourself, tell someone else. That's why we have this Facebook group, so you can tell other people that want to support you, because sometimes that's hard to find other people that will support you. So really what today is all about is thinking I can and I will be a success no matter what. Making it a non-negotiable. You are going to make it happen. You're going to figure it out. It's not going to be easy whatsoever. I hope if you've watched the video, you know that. This is not simple. This is not easy. There's no quick 5-step plan or anything like that. It takes hard work, and that's why the commitment is so important, to really make it a non-negotiable that you're going to make it happen no matter what. So a lot of the questions that I gathered up today had to do with this topic. And so I gathered the ones that I think are going to be really useful for all of you now that we're talking about making this commitment to go from stuck and stressed to happy and excited and jumping out of bed. So I do want to share with you, you guys are posting your commitments on our Facebook group, so I wanted to share a couple of them because I know for me it's so motivating when I see other people making commitments like that as well. And yes, do what Anna just did in the group right below us. She said, I can and I will be a success. Today is one day that I feel like giving up, but I'm not giving up. Oh, well, this is perfect timing for you today then, Anna, and it probably is for so many of you guys too. I know, like, the struggle to give up is real, but I'm glad you're not giving up, and you're probably motivating, Anna, a lot of people actually today on this call because of what you just said there too. So you have to remember that too. When you're publicly posting things and asking questions and encouraging others, you're helping other people too. And that's really what this group is all about, is supporting and motivating each other. So I'm proud of you, Anna. So I want to share a couple others that I've seen come in today. Leah said, I'm committed to living my dream life, which will use my God-given gifts to help others become their authentic selves. Cynthia says, I'm committed to completing my business plan, learn with a mastery mindset as I create, and work diligently to make my business a meaningful success. Stephanie said, I'm committed to staying positive no matter what setbacks I may have to my goals. Yolanda, she's one of our new interns here at Classy Career Girl. She said, I'm committed to being who God says I am and being diligent to making my dream a success. And we love her new hashtag, Mrs. Worldwide. Hi, Tammy. Tammy just joined. I hope I'm saying your name right. That's so funny. I just looked at my screen here, my notes that I took, and it's Tammy. I was just going to call you out, I swear. So she said, I'm committed to getting my dream job as a financial controller, CFO. I'm committed to completing my CPA certification exams no matter what. So you see that. You see how motivating it is to see all these other women coming up here and saying, I'm committed to doing this. I'm going to make this happen. And I want you to do that too. So post it below or post it anywhere in the Facebook group. Really commit to making your dream career, dream business, your goals, just being happy. You can commit to being happy. One of the things that I said I was committing to is, and this has been kind of my commitment over these last few months, is helping 2,000 women launch their dream careers and businesses by 2018. So that's what I posted. That's, for right now, that is my huge commitment. Like everything I do at Classy Career Girl, whether it's writing a blog post, which I was doing at 5 a.m. this morning, or writing the emails to you guys, or writing a Facebook update or an Instagram update, or, you know, working with an intern, everything is focused on helping those 2,000 women launch their dream careers and businesses. So if you can make a commitment like that where you everything that you do is focused in on the commitment. So you know when you're making decisions, it just helps you make those decisions a lot easier because you know what your big picture commitment is. You know where you're going, you know where you're headed. And it's a lot easier to put our goals and our action plans together, which is what we're going to do in the next few days when we know where we're headed and we know what our commitment really is. So that's what this is all about. But I'm not going to talk that much. This is not, you guys can go in the video and listen to me talk. This is really about you guys and answering your questions. So I would love, love, love to answer your questions. If you have any about the video challenges or about, you know, your career or anything like that, post them below and let's help you move forward. I know in yesterday's Q&A call, we had a lot of clarity that came from a lot of the questions that came up and some of my answers. So know that even if, you know, someone else is asking a question and you're listening too, you can get clarity from that as well, and that can help push you forward. So that's what I love about this too, is other people's questions can really help you too. Okay, so I'm going to go through, as we wait for some of the questions to come in, I'm going to answer some of them that have been on our Facebook group for a couple days now. So, the one thing, so I asked you guys what your number one challenge is in your career, and this is coming up a lot: time management, work-life balance, you know, not having enough time currently between my family, my full-time career, and the business I'm starting, or my job search, anything like that. So I wanted to make sure you guys knew in video 3, which will come out tomorrow, I think tomorrow's Thursday. If I can't keep track of anything, but tomorrow is our third video, and that will be about time management and fear and conquering roadblocks. So make sure you check video number 3 if you're kind of having the whole challenge of managing your time. Okay, so let's see. So I wanted to tackle, we had a question from Edith that came in yesterday, and it was really just a challenge. It wasn't necessarily a question, but I thought it was really good to tackle a bigger issue that I'm seeing. She said, some days feeling motivated to work with passion really is my challenge. And I think a lot of you are here, we talked a lot about this yesterday, the passion, the purpose, like what am I supposed to do with my life? So I wanted to give you quickly 5 little things that will help you realize if now's the time to make a career change. Because some of you may be in careers and not really knowing if it is time right now. So there are some key things to know if now is the time. So you don't have to just keep thinking like, should I just stay here? Should I make a change? Like, change is hard. No one really wants to make change. It's hard, but it can be very worth it. So that's why these tips will kind of help you know if it's time for a change. And I'm going to have John post a link to a career satisfaction quiz that we have as well. So if you're kind of thinking, should I make a change? That quiz will help you too. So the first reason that you might want to make a change right now is if you're not valued, rewarded, or appreciated. And I know this came up as a challenge on the Facebook group. Earlier today, I've been seeing that there's a lot of work environments out there right now that are not appreciating you. I know I used to be in a work environment that did not appreciate me, and it was not very fun to work at. So that could be a reason to change your career. Number 2, you're no longer challenged. So with what you're doing right now, are you challenged? You know, we all need this challenge, like this challenge I'm doing right now is a challenge for me. You know, we all need some sort of challenge in our day-to-day work. And if you've accomplished it for the past few years and you think, you have it down, you might be ready for a new challenge and a new career change. Number 3, if you don't trust your company, it might be time to kind of go in a different direction. Number 4, maybe you've lost your excitement and your passion in your job. Maybe when you got hired, you were super passionate about it, but now you've just kind of lost that excitement. That's a key that it might be time for a career change. And the last one really is you just know in your gut. And so I think a lot of you are here in this challenge because you just know in your gut that it's time for a career change. You just don't really know what it is. So I'm glad you're here for sure, and we'll be telling you a little bit more on Friday about really our whole plan to help you make that career change. If any of these 5 things kind of ring true to you, we've got a lot of stuff in store for you that we've been working on very, very hard behind the scenes. So I'm really excited to share that with you. Actually, I was just doing something with it right before this call. Okay, so it looks like we have some questions coming in. John's raising his hand for you all, just so you know, because you can't raise your hand. He just raised his hand at me to tell me that there's a question. So I call on John.
So a couple of questions came through. The first one from Anna says, is it worth paying for boosting on Facebook? Which is kind of, that's a pretty broad question. So I don't know how much you can answer.
Yeah, so Anna says, is it worth it paying for boosting on Facebook? Yeah, so that's more of sort of a business question as far as how you're going to do marketing, how you're going to get the word out about your business. I'm guessing that's what your question is all about. Just real quick, I mean, we cover this a lot in our Corporate Rescue Plan program, but real quick, what we recommend is not necessarily, in some cases, boosting, but there are ways that you can actually create Facebook ads where you're not actually boosting the posts. And that's really what I recommend. And this could be like a whole Facebook Live that we could do sometime. And the person that you'll actually want to ask is sitting over there. It's John, because he's the guy behind all of our Facebook ads. He's the expert at Facebook ads. So maybe he'll actually jump in on your question, Anna. I know we have a blog post about some Facebook ads marketing strategies too. If you can find that, maybe you can share that with Anna. But yeah, that's all of our advertising and our basically behind the scenes of our business is covered in a completely different program that we haven't really been talking about this week. And that's in the Corporate Rescue Plan. And you can learn more about that at corporaterescueplan.com. That's like how to start a business. And what we're kind of covering this week is really like, what type of career should I be in? So just so you know, that's not kind of what we're covering, but you can learn more about that over there. So let us know if you have questions, and John will help you out. He's the guy, he's the brain that you want to pick if you want to learn about Facebook ads. I know Facebook ads like 3-4 years ago when I was building my business, and then everything changed, and now he is kind of like the one that runs it in our business. So I can be here with you.
So also Kelly asks, do you have any suggestions for women who have settled for their careers and promised promotions?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, people have promised you promotions. I've been told that before many times too. It's funny because it was one of the questions I was going to cover too about how to get a promotion, because it's so it's all about what we're talking about today with the commitment. Like, if you want to get a promotion, you have to make the commitment that you're going to get a promotion. You have to make the commitment that you're going to do this and move forward and not settle. So everything that we've been talking about, it's really commitment based, because yes, your boss is promising you promotions, but there's a lot of things that you can do to get that promotion as well. One of the things that I did when I thought I deserved a promotion, my boss did not think I deserved a promotion. He thought he just didn't realize all of the work that I was doing. And I went to him on a Friday and I said, I want a promotion. I'm up for a promotion this time. And he kind of was like, I don't know about that. Like he didn't think I was ready. Well, I went home. That entire weekend I spent writing my case study of why I should get promoted, because I was so committed. I was like, I am getting a promotion. This is happening. This is a non-negotiable. Everything that we've been talking about today, I am committed to getting a promotion. It's going to happen. So I went back to him on Monday. I had gathered all of these testimonials from all of my coworkers, because at the time I was doing 4 people's jobs. You know how it is when you're doing everyone's job and no one really realizes all of the hard work that you're doing. I'm sure a lot of you have been in that place. And so I gathered testimonials from all the people that I had worked with, all the people I was managing. I put together, all the accomplishments that I had made happen over the last year. We had worked with a client because I was doing consulting. So all of his praise emails that my client had sent me, put it in this nice little folder and went back to work on Monday and basically presented to him why I deserved a promotion. So it wasn't like, I want a promotion. It was like, I deserve a promotion. I'm committed to making this happen. Here's all the reasons why you need to give me a promotion. So it's kind of a different way of thinking. Obviously, I went through those 5 reasons you may need to change jobs, and one of them was you don't trust your company. I mean, if they keep promising you things and they're not following through on it, and you have done everything that you can possibly think of, there's probably something better out there for you. You don't need to stay stuck. I know I stayed stuck many, many years in a job that didn't really fit me. And so you don't need to. That's my big thing. There's other companies out there and there's other places that need probably what you can offer and can really make you feel rewarded and appreciated because they need what you do. So I hope that answered your question, Kelly. But feel free to ask again if you have any other questions. Any others come in yet?
Yeah, she had a follow-up, I think.
Oh, okay.
Regarding your 5 things, which I think she's talking about the career satisfaction quiz. Regarding your 5 things, is it fair or valuable to talk to your company about your concerns?
Yeah. So kind of exactly what I did, where I said, okay, I want a promotion. Here are all the reasons why. That's perfectly acceptable to be doing. I would be careful about ever throwing out the I'm going to leave without having another job offer that you could leave to. So I would be careful about saying, I'm going to job search. I don't know if this is a place for me long term. Like, be careful about those words. I would not recommend saying those words, but I would highly recommend talking to your company about your frustrations, your challenges that you're having, asking for help, showing them that you really would love to stay at this company and and rise up the chain of command and do really well, and that's what you really want. I think it's really important for them to know that, and I think it's perfectly acceptable to tell your management some of the issues that you're having. I know I did that when I was back in corporate. I was, like I said, I was working like I had the role of like 4 people because everyone kept quitting because our client was crazy. So they were dropping like flies, and I was like picking up all the pieces and doing 4 people's jobs. And yeah, that was one time. There was another time where I was doing 2 people's jobs too. So it was kind of like a recurring theme that I never said no, and I always just kept taking on all this more work. And anyways, that's a whole nother Facebook Live about saying no. But the point of it being is that eventually I learned how to tell my boss and my client that I was being given too much work, that I had some frustrations, that I felt like we deserved another team member that could help me, someone that could help me take on some of these responsibilities because I could no longer do it all by myself. And they need to know that, they should want you happy. They should want you working at 100% and being your best self. Like, a good company will want to take what we talked about yesterday, your best self, and make that work for their company. So an example for you is that I just hired a lot of interns here at Classy Career Girl, and I interviewed every single one of them to figure out what strengths they have, what they love doing, what are they looking to learn. And then I took that, which to me is like their best self. I took what they really want to learn, what their strengths and skills are, what they're most excited about, and I matched them with an internship at Classy Career Girl. So that ultimately benefits me the most if I can figure out how I can get them really, really excited about work and fit that into something that we really need here at Classy Career Girl. And so I think that's kind of a good employer will be doing that, will want to see you work at your best. And that does factor into these 5 reasons. If you're not, seeing that they care about, your future development at the company, or future growth, we can only stay stuck for so long before it just drives us crazy and we can't handle it any longer and we don't want to get out of bed. And that's why I titled this Facebook Live, from stuck and stressed to jumping out of bed, because that's the type of excitement that we should have in our work and our lives. Like, that's what this is all about. Life is too short to stay stuck and to stay in a work that really doesn't fit you, and to keep pushing off your goals and your dreams. Okay. Let's see. Any other questions come in? Oh, Anna said she's going to look at the corporate rescue plan. Awesome. Let us know if you have any questions. Okay. So if you have any other questions, you're listening to us, feel free to post these in the comments below. But I'm just going to go through some that have come in on the Facebook group because I think that those will be helpful. Catherine posted that one of her biggest challenges is taking action and talking to new people. So this used to be me, and I wanted to give you an idea. If you're new around here and you have not heard of, I guess I'm all about challenges if you can't tell, but I created a networking challenge for myself when I was graduating with my MBA. And that was really what helped me. So I'm an introvert. I like talking with people one-on-one. I like talking with people that I know well and I'm comfortable with them. That's why I love this Facebook group, because I feel comfortable with you ladies because you're awesome and supportive, and that's why I've tried to create this type of community so you feel supported too. But anyways, I'm an introvert, so networking has always been very difficult for me, but I knew that I needed to conquer some of those networking barriers in order to reach the goals and dreams that I had. So when I was graduating with my MBA, I had realized I had not spent enough time networking while I was getting my MBA. I knew that I needed to reach out to more people because I was still stuck in the job. I was working full-time, going to school at night, and just working and studying. And that's all I did, so I didn't network at all, which was kind of a mistake on my part. And so I got to the end of my MBA program, and I realized, okay, I'm still stuck. Like, now what do I do? I need to meet some people. I need to start networking like yesterday. So it was the beginning of 2011, and I was blogging then, and I created a 4x4 networking challenge where the entire year of 2011, it seems so far away now when I say that. But yes, we've been here, we've been blogging, we've been doing this since 2010. So through the entire year, I created a 4x4 networking challenge where I would meet with 4 people I did know and 4 people I did not know every single month for that entire year. And I was blogging about it so that people could hold me accountable. Like, I felt like, okay, I gotta blog about this because my readers are gonna like want to see who I met with this month and this year. So my tip for you, Catherine, really, if you're having trouble reaching out to new people, would be to one, challenge yourself, plan ahead, tell someone else so they can help hold you accountable, and do those two prongs. So meet with people that you know well, but maybe you haven't talked to in a long time. So you feel comfortable with them. That could be, your grandma, your aunt, your family members, your sister, your high school friends. That's kind of like, that's the fun getting in touch with people that sometimes we forget to do. And that's still really important. And you never know, could lead you to a great networking connection for finding your job as well. So those are the people you do know, and then reaching out to people you don't know. And that's obviously sometimes the hardest part, reaching out to people that you don't know. What I found is almost all of the people I reached out to were happy to like network with me and help me. So just know that sending, messages or emails to people you don't know, doing those informational interviews can really help you move your career forward, and just kind of, it's just the start. You just have to get past those first couple of meetings, and then it gets a lot easier. You develop your confidence a lot more. That's one of the main reasons, like, I have a lot more confidence now is because of that whole year. I put myself in really, really scary situations and really uncomfortable situations, like meeting people for coffee that I didn't know. But I did it, and I learned a ton from them. I was all prepared. I had all the questions written out, and they helped me a lot. I'm still in touch with a lot of those people that really helped move my career and my business forward through that year. Okay, so that's my biggest thing if your challenge is networking and talking to people. Clarissa said one of her biggest challenges is working on getting promoted. And we already kind of talked a little bit about that, but I just wanted to bring that back to the commitment, that piece that we were talking about as well. And same with the networking thing. Both of those things, it's all about making a commitment. If you commit to talking to new people and meeting new people and you make it a non-negotiable, you'll do it. It's really about the commitment and writing it down and telling people and taking those baby steps forward. Same with getting promoted. If you're going to commit to getting promoted, from now until the end of the year, you're going to take those steps forward to make your case study to your boss. You're going to make those steps forward to realize, okay, maybe this isn't the place that I can get promoted, so you can change careers or companies to find a place that better values you and your skills and your strengths. So either way, you're moving forward, but it's really all about that commitment and not letting yourself stay stuck. Okay, Kelly says, thanks. Sometimes you just need the confirmation you aren't crazy and are worth more. Yes, that's what we're here for in this group. That is awesome. Okay, so no, you are not crazy. You're not crazy for wanting more, for dreaming more. Your goals aren't crazy. And that's why we have this community, is because sometimes in our personal lives, it's hard to find those people that really support us and push us forward. And we feel like we're crazy when we want more for ourselves and for our lives. So I've been there too, but no, you're not crazy. Okay, do we have any other questions that I've missed, John? I think that's it. I think I'm catching them today. Usually they're like flying and I can't catch them.
You're rocking. You're doing awesome.
Okay, let's talk about Oh, let's talk about, this is kind of similar. Okay, so Love said, I would like to find recruiters in the Georgia area because I'm ready to relocate from Chicago to Atlanta. Okay, so I wanted to give you all some tips if you're job searching. Job searching and trying to change locations, that comes up a lot. And I love, so first of all, I have to, because we're on the whole commitment theme today, so we have to tie it into commitment, right? I love that she has made the commitment that she's moving. She's made the commitment that she's going to relocate, that she knows where she wants to go. She's made the commitment that she needs to find recruiters. So this question had commitment written all over it. So even, when you start making the commitment, then your questions become a lot more clear of where you're headed, where you're going, so people can help you more as well. Because you're committed, you can tell them what your commitment is, and then they know how to help you. So this question was really, really good because now I know how to help her transition. And if anyone else, is in the Facebook group who is in Atlanta, now they can help her as well. So the biggest thing, so for moving, especially if you're moving locations, I would highly recommend using LinkedIn as much as possible, and utilizing the groups in there and pretending like you live there. Not telling people. Okay, so let's be clear here. I'm not talking about lying. I'm talking about starting to read everything that you can about Atlanta, starting to join LinkedIn groups about Atlanta, starting to message people who live there and starting to do informational interviews with them over the phone. Starting to research local restaurants and things you can do in Atlanta. Kind of making those dates of like, okay, so I'll be there by April, so in May, I'm going to go to this event in Atlanta, and starting to kind of pretend like you live there, become a local. I always recommend as well to book a networking vacation. So try to book some time to go to the city that you want to go to meet people, to network as much as possible, to sit in a coffee shop and to meet people that way as well, and just kind of pretend like you live there when you're there, and to meet as many people as possible so that you can take those business cards and then fly back to where you're from and still pick up the phone and start calling them. And really becoming part of the groups. There's so many groups virtually these days. Almost all physical groups also have some sort of Facebook group like we have, or some sort of LinkedIn group or Facebook page or something like that where you can start following them. If I were you, I would put on like your Facebook feed all these like local places to Atlanta. So every day when you open your Facebook account or your email, you're getting emails about Atlanta, anything like that, so you can start being more aware of maybe companies that are hiring or seasons things that are happening in certain seasons. All that's going to start helping you prepare and become more confident when you get that interview. So all those things are really committing yourself to making the change happen. Okay. Let's see. I did want to make sure that I answered Alex. I missed Alex's question yesterday, so I wanted to make sure I answered it today. Her question is, what about when you found your passion and purpose, but you're sick and you can't have a main career to support this side hustle until it actually works and you're in it? Okay, so I think the most important thing, obviously, is the commitment, but not only that, it's getting the support, it's asking the questions. And I went back to Alex because I think when you are transitioning, so this goes for everyone. I know, Alex, I'm sorry that you're feeling sick, and that you can't have the main career. I mean, that is a struggle in itself as far as, self-care and taking care of yourself while you're still feeling the stress of growing your side hustle and your side business. And she's doing an awesome job, by the way, of really committing and making that happen and making it a non-negotiable no matter what. The thing that I asked her is that I was wondering if what is her current income streams look like? Like what is working in your business, and then figuring out how to multiply that. And that's something we talk about a lot in a separate program that I run called the Corporate Rescue Plan. But it's really about getting the support, asking the questions. You guys all know, if you watched the video today, all about my story about when I was totally down, depressed, upset, sad, and a week later I asked for that support. I got a coach. I got the support that I needed, and then everything changed from there. Like I changed. I was like seriously from the stuck and stressed, and then I went into the happy and excited and jumping out of bed to work, because I was using my morning time to grow my business before I went to the day job that I just felt terribly stuck with. So your career really, it can affect your health as well, is something that I've realized, and your happiness and the balance. If you're in like the right career fit for you, then everything else can be a lot better as well, including, you know, your relationships, your friendships, your marriage, like all that stuff too. So that's something to consider as well. But so Alex, for you, I would really evaluate where you're at right now. You really need your side hustle to grow, and I really want it to, because I know that you're not able to get a main career. So I would really focus on committing to making that side hustle grow, putting some really good numbers out there as far as where you're hoping to get to with your business. So you have goals, you're committed to reaching these numbers, these goals in your business that you need to survive. And then I would look at, you've been in business for a little while, what is working, where are those income streams coming in, where are those dollar amounts coming in, and then focusing everything into what already is working. And I think it's also really important to know and to be aware that there could be other income streams that could come in as well. So we can't be, even though we make a commitment, the commitment is really important, but it could lead us down a different path as well. And so that's totally okay if you see, you know, another job opportunity or some other income stream that could come in to support and help you. I know for me, we've always been so focused on helping job searchers with Love Your Career Formula. And for 4 years, that's all I did, is coaching women to help them change their careers. And then people kept asking me these questions, like Alex asked me, like, how do I grow my side hustle? How do I turn my blog into a business? So we realized we had to kind of switch gears and add another income stream into our business. So it's all about being open. And I think I mentioned that as well with Kelly's question that she asked, is that yes, you're going to fight like as hard as you can to get that promotion and be so committed to that. But also know that if they're not going to reward you and encourage you and support you, there are other opportunities out there and you may have to leave. So being committed, being focused, but not being completely attached to the end result, and being open to other possibilities that could come your way is really important for you as well. Okay, so if anyone else has any questions, please post them in the comments below. I think we're about to wrap up here. John, have you had any issues or anything else that has come in today? Nope. Okay. Let's see. I had one more. I had a couple more come in. Okay. Brittany Marie says one of her challenges is putting herself out there as an expert. And we talked about that yesterday. So a lot of us have this imposter syndrome where we don't feel like we are qualified enough to be that expert. So I think it's podcast 46. I interviewed of Classy Career Girl podcast number 46. I interviewed Dr. Valerie Johnson, and she is an expert at the imposter syndrome. So definitely check that out if you haven't listened to that yet, because she talked all about how to get over that little voice that's always going to be inside your head, and it doesn't go away, you know. So even though you're having that voice saying to you like, oh, well, why am I qualified to be this expert in so and so, it'll be there with you next year and the next year and 5 years from now. You'll be ready to up level again or change or do something, and then there will always be that imposter syndrome, that voice that's saying, gosh, why are you qualified to do this? I can't do that. Like, someone else is, you know, better than I am or has more expertise than I am. So just know that that's always something that's going to be there, and there's an actual syndrome for it. It's actually called something, and everyone faces it. And what Dr. Valerie Johnson says is that obviously women, we face it a lot more. Guys are way more willing to go out on the limb and just say I'm an expert at something, and we have a lot harder time saying that and putting ourselves out there and saying I'm an expert. But I do know that once I've started to do that, it's really, it's kind of like this, it's making that commitment to say I already am that expert. I've read all the books that I can help someone, and it comes down to the world really needs what you have and your expertise, what you already know. So if you're feeling uncomfortable, read as much as you can about your topic. Learn, my whole background is self-taught a lot. I mean, I have my MBA, but I don't have any real certifications that make me qualified to do what I'm doing. But I am definitely an expert. I've been on Forbes. I've been on Huffington Post last week. Like I've been called an expert, and I am an expert. I feel like I'm an expert. And so I think that's important too, to really remember that it's how you think, how you talk, and how you're getting the knowledge too, how you're gaining your expertise, because you can always gain more expertise. There's so much more that I can continue to learn, and I still do. But you are probably an expert right now at something, and you could help someone a lot right now with what you already know. And that's what this is all about too. Okay, so I think that is the last question that we have for today. We're going to sign off. I have to go get my daughter at daycare. But this has been so much fun with you guys here on Facebook Live. We're trying to change up the times for everyone, because I know everyone's on different time zones, and make sure everyone can join us. So thank you to everyone who's been able to join us today. Enjoy the challenge. Remember, if you're not signed up yet, you can sign up at classycareergirl.com/challenge. If you have any issues accessing the videos or the emails, you can email my team at info@classycareergirl.com. So today is day 2 in the challenge. What's coming next? Tomorrow, obviously, is day 3, where we're going to talk about your time and your fear roadblocks. So things that may be standing in your way. You've made the commitment, but okay, now how do I find the time to do this? What about all those scary fears that I'm facing? That's what we're going to focus on tomorrow. And I'll be on Facebook Live again to answer your questions. So keep those questions coming in. And then Friday is really exciting. Friday is when we're going to kind of put our action plan together, really give you the plan of how to make this happen. Friday is also the day we're going to be opening doors again to Love Your Career Formula 2.0. So I'm really, really excited about that. Something that I have never been more proud of anything in my life. Besides this challenge, Love Your Career Formula is like my little baby that I've been working on for 6 entire years, and it's grown and it's changed, and I just believe that it can change so many lives and help so many women. So that's my purpose, that's my mission, that's why we do what we do here at Classy Career Girl. So stick with us, trust us. We know what we're doing, we have this process down, and we can't wait to share it with you and really help you make your goals happen. So that's it for us. We'll see you guys tomorrow here on Facebook Live, and have a good day. Have fun. Bye, everyone.